3, 2, 1.
Good day everyone, GarageKing here, and today we're going to review the Kingbolen S608 Automotive Scanner. Now this is an OBD2 scanner. It reads 4 systems, so your ECM, ABS, SRS, and TCM. So pretty much your whole powertrain along with your supplemental restraint system, or also known as the airbag. The other thing it does have is 9 service functions. Now, when I was taking it out of the box, I did notice it seems like it's very good quality. The buttons are really good, and it's pretty simple, which is what I like. There's your nice power button right there. And if we flip it to check out the front buttons, I'll let you know they do have a nice tactile feel and seem like they are well built. Now, the only other things in the box aside from the manual is your OBD2 cord, which you obviously need, and then a cord to charge the instrument. So pretty simple, nothing to it, right? Anyway, let's power it up right now. I've sped up the video just a little bit to power it up. And the one thing I wanted to mention was just how easy it was to actually set it up. Here's the welcome screen. Once you click the welcome screen, you can see the machine is already going to work just fine. You can plug it into a car. You don't even need the internet. Now the S608 claims to scan up to 100 vehicles, and no doubt it probably does as I'm scrolling through them right here. You can pause the video if you want. But I haven't counted all the boxes, but I would say there's probably around 100 here. And one of the nice things is I didn't have to enter an email. I didn't even have to connect it to the internet for it to start working. However, if you want to have the latest updates, you're going to have to connect it to the internet and use the auto update. Here we're in the maintenance functions, and we can see we have ABS, battery matching, brake pad, DPF, regen, electronic throttle, gear learning, injector coding, oil reset, and steering angle reset. Under the repair info tab, you can see there we have our browser, our library. There's a couple things under there. If we look over here, there's our OBD2 or OBD. It's not going to work because we're not plugged into the car. We can go into files over here, and I have no file saved. And up here, we can see this is our upgrade, and I don't know if you can see in the top part of the screen, it does say 108 are upgradable. So may as well connect to Wi-Fi and upgrade them. It's free, why not? And this way we have the latest software. So let's do that, and now let's try it in a vehicle. So we have my Lexus. Absolutely love this vehicle right here. We're gonna power it right up and see what this scanner can do. Keep in mind when we're running the scanner through the paces that we're at the $200 mark. $200 doesn't really buy you a lot. Let's see exactly what it can do. I found the auto VIN scan to work very well. And the other thing I did find with this scanner that I see in a lot of other scanners is there's more than one way to get into a system. The first way is through the health report, and take a look at the clock at the bottom. You can see it is done in about 10 seconds. That is very fast for a scanner in this price range, and there's all the systems it detected, and we can get into any of the systems. Now, the second way you can get in is under the system scan, right under the health report. It'll find all your computers, and then what you can do is just click on whatever computer module you want. So for example, I'm in the ECM, so the electronic control module. It says there's no trouble codes. Here I can click back. I can look at our actuator tests down at the bottom. And I was pleasantly surprised at how many actuator tests there was with the S608. I'm scrolling through them right here, and you can see we have quite the selection. Now, one of the things that you can do is you can monitor data when you're doing the test. So this is important if you can't hear certain things. So for example, let's monitor the battery voltage when we test the cooling fan, and the battery voltage should go down slightly. And it did. Watch the battery voltage again when I turn the fan on. So that's also a great way to see any current draw. So for example, the AC clutch, I wasn't able to hear it in the vehicle just because it's so quiet. But again, if I look at the battery voltage when I do my actuation test, I can tell that it is working because it's drawing a very small voltage. So I found that was very handy, and I wanted to share that tip. Now the starter relay, obviously, you're gonna know when this one works. So let's check out some live data and see how fast the scanner responds, because you don't want to have a scanner that is always lagging, because it just makes it harder to diagnose things. The other thing is, if we look at the graphene here, I really like the fact that the graphene is accurate. It was very quick, and I was able to graph up to 4 data streams at the same time, with the option to overlay them on one graph. As you can see here, I'm overlaying 4 data streams on one graph, and this could come in handy later on, say for example, if you're checking your wheel speed sensors. And you know what? We will do that. So let's go into the ABS first, let's see what type of actuator tests we have in our ABS module. So you can see up here, I'm scrolling through, take a quick look, pause the video if you would like. I will activate the buzzer, no need to explain. And there you go. You can hear the buzzer, pretty easy. The other thing that was pretty cool was the stoplight relay. So if you want to activate your rear brake lights, you can see here, I don't need to have monitoring data. I'm just going to activate them on and off. So as I push the button, take a look. And there you go, you can see I turned them on. Now this could be very handy for diagnosing burnt out bulbs when you don't have anyone to step on the brake for you. Here we're into the transmission. Let's see what type of actuator test we have in the transmission. And it's looking like in this section, we can just activate a bunch of solenoids. So we're not gonna get into that right now. Let's head back to the ABS because I did talk about testing the wheel speed sensors. So here I had to get someone to hold the scanner while I'm driving, and there's all 4 wheels, and you can see this is very, very handy if you have an ABS light coming on, because I know all 4 sensors are reading exactly the same. Here I'm slowing down, and the graphing is super handy because it'll show if one of the sensors drops out when you're turning, so you can diagnose intermittent problems that way. So super handy. The other thing we can do is we can combine them, which makes it easy to see if one is not following the other. Now keep in mind, if you do combine them, they will only be on the same line if you're driving in a straight line, because as soon as you make a turn, one wheel is going to go slightly faster than the other. So just keep that in mind. Now, I wanted to see also if it would check the lights on the dash just to make sure if they're working. So here's my ABS warning light. You can see there's nothing there. And now I've turned it on. And I've turned it back off and on. I'm not going to go through all the lights, but let's go through one more. There is my traction control or anti-slip light, and I am able to turn it on and off with the scanner. Now, I went into the SRS, so this is the airbag, and I wanted to see what I could do with the airbag. So with the airbag, it's just read clear codes and then live data. So I wanted to check what I could do with the live data. Here's the list. So let's check the driver buckle switch. So it says it's unset. Now, all I'm doing is I'm going to plug it in and unplug it, plug it in and unplug it, and you can see when it's set and unset, so I know my driver buckle switch is reading correctly. Well, if you're wondering what is my take on this scanner, I give it 2 thumbs up. I recommend it, I really do. I was impressed with the build quality of the scanner, and I was impressed with the speed, and it does a lot for $200. I was really impressed with that. I'm very happy they didn't do Bluetooth in this price range, because I think if they did Bluetooth in this price range, I think the scanner would have been a lot slower and therefore just not very good. So I was very, very impressed with it. And for the price, I think it's going to be very, very hard to beat. Anyway, that's it for the video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, I am GarageKing. Leave them below. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you again soon.